Welcome to Daily News in AI Agents, the place to get a quick roundup of the most exciting developments in AI agents every day. Subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter today in the link below to stay activated.
All right, so today we are going deep on some of the most interesting AI developments that are happening right now.
Yeah, tons of stuff always happening in this space.
Always something new to talk about, right?
Yeah.
And today is no exception.
For sure.
We've got OpenAI making moves, global investments, and even how AI is starting to show up in customer loyalty programs.
That's right.
So you ready to jump in?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, let's start with OpenAI. They're hinting at this new video generation tool they're calling Sora.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, imagine making a whole film with just a few prompts.
But that's the kind of power they're talking about, yeah.
I mean, that could be a game changer for independent filmmakers, you know?
Oh, totally. No more need for crazy expensive equipment or huge crews.
Exactly.
But of course, with any new tech, especially with AI, there's always that other side of the coin.
Right, the potential for misuse.
Exactly, like we've seen with AI images and audio, fake news and all that. But video, that's a whole other level.
Deepfakes, yeah.
Exactly, deepfakes.
It's a bit scary to think about.
Yeah, that's definitely a double-edged sword.
For sure. And speaking of concerns with OpenAI, we've also seen some pushback internally about their work with the military.
Oh, right, with AI in warfare.
Yeah, some employees aren't comfortable with it ethically,
It's a tough one, for sure.
It is, and I think it's interesting to see how even within a company like OpenAI, there are these differing views on the ethics of AI.
Absolutely, it's not a simple issue.
Not at all, and it kind of highlights this bigger question that keeps coming up around AI.
It's a role in society, right?
Exactly, how do we balance the potential benefits with the potential risks?
Right, and it's not just theoretical anymore. Governments around the world are investing billions in AI.
That's right, Canada just dropped, what was it?
$2 billion into national AI computing infrastructure.
$2 billion. That's wild. So what's the strategy there? Is it all about just keeping up in this global AI race?
I think that's definitely part of it. This investment is a signal that Canada wants to be a major player in AI.
Makes sense.
But I think it also goes beyond just keeping up. It's about attracting top talent, fostering innovation, really trying to position Canada as a global leader in specific areas of AI.
I see.
Like healthcare or environmental sustainability.
So they're trying to specialize in those areas?
It seems like it, yeah. Imagine the potential benefits if Canada becomes a hub for AI solutions in healthcare or the environment.
Yeah, the economic impact alone could be massive.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've got Canada going all in on AI, and then across the pond in Germany, it seems like there's this interesting dynamic going on.
What's that?
Well, we hear that a majority of Germans are actually using AI in their day-to-day lives, but a lot of people there are still skeptical.
Right, so there's this contrast between adoption and apprehension.
Exactly.
Fascinating, right?
It is. It makes you wonder what's driving that.
Well, I think it really highlights this need for more transparency around AI.
People need to understand how it works.
Exactly. How it works, how their data is being used, what are the benefits, what are the risks. We need to build trust if we want to see wider adoption of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
I totally agree. It's like any new technology, the more we understand it, the less scary it becomes.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the big picture, but I want to zoom in a bit now on how AI is actually impacting different industries.
Sounds good.
For example, financial services are increasingly using AI and biometrics to combat fraud.
Right, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, AI is perfect for this kind of thing, right?
It's like having an army of superpowered detectives.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
AI can analyze millions of transactions in real time.
Wow.
Looking for patterns that indicate fraudulent activity, it's really incredible.
And it has to be more effective than traditional methods.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about all the money it could save and make online transactions safer, too.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Yeah, a big win. And it's not just finance. Apple is doing some pretty cool stuff with its AI and V2 technology.
Oh, yeah. The image and text blending, right?
Yeah. Have you seen any cool applications of that yet?
So many. There's this app I've been using. It can actually identify plants.
No way.
Yeah, you point your phone's camera at a plant, and it uses AI MV2 to analyze the image, and then it pulls up all this information about it.
So it's like having a botanist in your pocket.
Exactly. It's amazing what AI can do.
I actually use a similar app to help keep my houseplants alive.
I hear you. I'm terrible with plants.
It's a lifesaver, for sure. Okay, and speaking of things that make life easier, have you noticed that customer loyalty programs are getting, well, smarter?
Oh, yeah. I've been getting some really personalized offers lately.
Me too. Like the rewards are much more tailored to my actual shopping habits.
That's AI-powered predictive analytics at work.
Ah, so they're analyzing our data to figure out what we're most likely to buy.
Exactly. They look at your past purchases, your browsing history, all kinds of data points.
And then they use that to send us targeted offers.
Exactly. It's all about creating a more personalized experience for the customer.
Which, from a business perspective, makes total sense, right?
Totally. The more relevant the rewards, the more likely customers are to engage with the program and spend more.
It's a win-win.
Absolutely. And, speaking of milestones in the AI world, can you believe it's been 2 years since ChatGPT came out?
It feels like just yesterday it was all over the news.
I know, right?
And now it's hard to imagine life without it, in a way.
It's had such a huge impact on how we communicate, how we create.
Seriously, what do you think the next 2 years will hold for generative AI?
Honestly, I think we're going to see even more sophisticated language models.
Like, way more advanced than ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. And we'll see AI being used in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
It's kind of exciting and scary at the same time, right?
Totally. It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
And speaking of scratching the surface, have you heard about what Intel is doing with quantum computing?
Oh, yeah. They're really pushing the boundaries.
It's wild. They're moving beyond traditional silicon chips.
Right, into the realm of quantum mechanics.
Exactly. A whole new kind of computer.
It's amazing to think about the potential.
Like, what are the biggest potential applications for something like that?
Well, one of the most promising areas is drug discovery.
I see. Because you could simulate molecules and things like that.
Exactly, and material science. Even AI itself.
Wow, so quantum computing could actually help us develop even more advanced AI.
It's a real possibility.
That's mind-blowing.
It is. Feels like we're on the verge of a technological revolution.
And speaking of revolutions, how about this? UCLA is offering a comparative literature course, get this, developed entirely by AI.
Whoa! Seriously?
Seriously.
Mhm.
It's designed to personalize learning and make education more accessible.
That's pretty amazing.
It is, but it also raises some big questions, right?
Like, will AI replace teachers?
Right. Or will it create a more equitable education system or maybe exacerbate existing inequalities?
It's definitely something we need to watch closely.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that AI isn't just about technology, it's about how we use it to shape our world.
So true.
Okay, and before we wrap up this first part of our deep dive, we got to talk about open source.
Okay. What's happening?
OpenStack, which is a cloud computing platform, is celebrating its 10th anniversary.
10 years already. Wow.
I know, it's come a long way. Has it lived up to its potential, though? What do you think?
It's had a huge impact, for sure. It's fostered collaboration, drowned innovation, and really lowered the barriers to entry in cloud computing.
That's a big deal.
It is. It's allowed businesses of all sizes to access the power of the cloud, which has led to so much innovation.
I can see that.
But of course, OpenStack has also faced challenges, like any technology.
Like what?
Well, it can be complex, and keeping up with the rapid pace of cloud technology is always a challenge.
Right, it's a fast-moving space.
For sure. But overall, I think OpenStack has been a major force for good in the tech world.
That's great to hear. And speaking of forces for good in the AI world, ByteDance and Stability AI are releasing some new tools and language models.
Oh yeah, I read about this. It's pretty exciting.
And the focus is on making AI more accessible and inclusive.
Exactly. And one of the key developments here is the focus on localized language models.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. So up until now, a lot of AI development has been concentrated in English-speaking regions, right?
That's right.
So what does this mean for the future of AI research and development, this shift toward localized language models?
That's a great question, and it's something we're going to explore in more depth in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, stay tuned, everyone.
It's going to be good. So with these localized language models, you're essentially opening up AI's potential to a much wider audience.
Yeah, because not everyone speaks English.
Right, exactly. So for example, imagine a really powerful language model that's been trained specifically on Arabic. It could be used for all sorts of things, like translating really complex texts or creating content that's specifically for Arabic speakers.
So it's like we're breaking down communication barriers and making knowledge accessible to anyone no matter what language they speak.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
These localized language models could revolutionize fields like education and research, enabling people from all over the world to collaborate and share knowledge in ways that just weren't possible before.
Yeah, that's a powerful concept. But let's step back for a second and talk about all the hype surrounding AI.
Okay.
It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement, but are there areas where we need to be a bit more realistic about what AI can actually do?
Yeah, that's a really important point. We need to look beyond the hype and really understand both the potential and the limitations of AI.
Right.
Like, we often hear about AI replacing jobs,
Yeah, that's a big one.
but I think it's more complicated than that. While AI will automate certain tasks, it also has the potential to create new jobs and even entirely new industries that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not necessarily about AI taking over our jobs, but more about how we adapt and evolve alongside this technology.
Exactly. The key is to focus on upskilling and reskilling the workforce. So people can adapt to these changes and really harness the power of AI to enhance productivity and creativity.
I see. So it's like AI can handle the repetitive tasks, freeing up humans to focus on more strategic and creative work.
That's the idea. It's about finding the right balance between human and machine intelligence.
That makes sense. We need to be prepared for the future of work, not afraid of it.
Exactly. And that future likely involves working alongside AI systems in all sorts of ways.
Okay, so we need to adapt.
We do. And another area where we need to be thoughtful is in the development of these AI systems themselves.
Oh, right, like how they're built.
Exactly. We need to make sure that these systems are built responsibly, with careful consideration given to their potential impact on society.
Can you give an example of what responsible AI development looks like?
Sure, one crucial aspect is ensuring diversity in the teams that are actually building these systems.
Okay, so diversity in terms of...
Well, we need a wide range of perspectives and experiences to be involved in the design and development process.
Got it.
This helps to mitigate potential biases and ensures that the AI systems we create are fair and equitable for everyone.
It's like building a house. If you only have one type of engineer involved, you might end up with a structurally unsound building.
That's a great analogy.
You need architects, electricians, plumbers, a diverse team to really create a solid foundation.
Exactly. And it highlights the importance of interdisciplinary collaboration in AI development.
Yeah, so it's not just about computer scientists.
Right. We need computer scientists, ethicists, social scientists, experts from all sorts of domains, all working together.
To make sure we're building AI that benefits everyone.
Absolutely.
It sounds like we're just beginning to grapple with the complexity of AI and its impact on society.
We are. It's a lot to take in, but it's also incredibly exciting to be a part of this conversation.
It really is, and it's a conversation that's happening all over the world.
That's right. From Silicon Valley to Beijing, everyone's trying to figure this out.
Okay, now before we get too philosophical, there's one more development we need to discuss. The rumors about Google's Gemini project.
Oh, yeah. What have you heard?
Well, it seems like Google is trying to create a multimodal AI, something that can seamlessly integrate text, code, images, maybe even audio.
Multimodal. Wow, that's ambitious.
Right. What kind of capabilities could something like that unlock?
Well, imagine an AI that can understand and respond to your needs across different modalities. You could ask it to write you a poem, then generate a piece of code, then create a musical composition, all in one interaction.
That sounds like science fiction.
I know, it's pretty wild.
But are we getting ahead of ourselves? Is this just hype?
It's definitely early days. We need to be cautious.
Well,
But Google has a history of pushing the boundaries with AI, so it's worth paying attention.
okay, so potentially a game changer. But with any powerful technology, there are potential downsides. What are some of the risks we need to be mindful of as these advanced AI systems become more a part of our lives?
That's a great question. With Gemini and any future multimodal AI, we need to be very careful about things like privacy and security.
Because they'll be processing so much data.
Exactly. Vast amounts of data. And we need to make sure that this data is handled responsibly and ethically.
So it's a balancing act, right? Fostering innovation while safeguarding against potential harm.
Exactly. It's a tough balance.
So what steps can we take as a society to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly?
Well, it requires a collaborative effort. Researchers, developers, policymakers, everyone needs to be involved.
Everyone has a role to play.
Absolutely. We need to establish clear ethical guidelines for AI development, promote transparency and accountability, and just have open and honest conversations about the potential impact of these technologies.
It's a reminder that technology doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's shaped by human choices.
That's right. And ultimately, it's up to us to guide its development in a direction that benefits all of humanity.
Yeah, it really highlights the fact that we're not just, passive bystanders in this whole AI revolution.
Right? We have a choice.
We have a responsibility to shape its development and make sure it's used for good.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, addressing the challenges head on and working together to create a future where AI benefits everyone.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key message you want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
Hmm, that's a good question. I think the most important thing to remember is that the future of AI isn't set in stone.
It's still being written.
Exactly. It's being shaped right now by the choices we're making today. So by staying informed, engaging in these conversations, and advocating for responsible AI development,
We can make a difference.
we can. We can help steer this technology in a direction that benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful thought. It's a reminder that we're all part of this story, and we each have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
We do, and that future is full of possibilities,
Yeah.
We're just at the beginning of this incredible journey.
It's true. Who knows what amazing discoveries and innovations lie ahead?
Exactly. It's exciting to think about.
It is. It's both exciting and a bit daunting to think about all the ways AI could change our world in the years to come.
It is, but I'm optimistic.
Me too. I think if we approach AI with a sense of curiosity, a sense of responsibility,
And a commitment to collaboration.
exactly, then we can unlock its full potential and create a future where technology truly empowers us all.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well said. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
It's been a pleasure.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Until next time.
See you then.